Little Wisdom made a clay figurine. The clay boy was very lovely, and Wisdom told this clay figurine,
"You're made with clay, so when the sun shines on you, you'll get too dry and broken. If you fall off, you'll break your arms. If you are watered, you'll become a pile of clay again. So, little boy, just stay home and keep quiet, okay?"
With these words, Little Wisdom went out to play. The clay figurine stayed at home alone. How lonely he was! He looked out of the window and found some branches near the window. So he just seized one and climbed out through the window. He looked around and jumped and ran happily till he reached the side of the river. A wooden board floated up to the bank. The clay boy jumped onto the board. It began to sail. On the river, the things on both sides were so beautiful. As the clay boy went forward, the flowers, bushes, grasses passed by rapidly.
Oh, what fun it is!
The wood-board boat went quickly along the water. Now the clay boy wanted to land on the bank, but he couldn't because the boat was in the middle of the river. The clay boy was frightened. Suddenly a little frog swam to him. He began to lift the board with his head. He swam towards the bank at the same time. The clay boy landed on the bank in the end. Ever since then, the clay boy and the frog were good friends. There was a big hole under a big old tree. The clay boy found it and said,
"It's a wonderful place for me to live in."
And so they settled down there. The frog came to see him at night. One day the frog was sick. At midnight it began to rain. The wind was blowing violently. It was thundering and lightning.
"Oh dear, the old tree has caught on fire."
The fire was above their hole, but the frog was too weak to move. So he tried to persuade the clay boy to escape. The fire was getting more and more violent, and it became more and more dangerous. There was no time to think. The clay boy carried the frog on his back and ran out. He ran as quickly as he could.
"If the frog is in the water, the fire won't hurt him,"
he thought. So he tried his best, hurried to the river with the frog on his back. At last he ran near the water. Then he threw the frog into the water. He was running forwards when suddenly the fire pulled him down. When the frog woke up, the fire was put out.
"It's strange. You don't look like the clay figurine anymore,"
the frog said. That's true. The clay figurine felt he was much stronger than before, and he became red at the same time. Oh yes, the things made of yellow clay can be changed into red when they get burnt. Then one day Little Wisdom found his little clay figurine. He was both surprised and happy.
"Yay, this is my clay figurine, but how can he become both beautiful and strong?"